talking a little design on the morning blend this morning. Look at this, what would appear to be ridiculously expensive antique frame with tons of personality, but not expensive if you're watching the morning blend, because Catherine here from the Shabby Shack is going to show how in the world do you make something like that? Where do we start? Because you see frames all over these days. Photographers use them, see them on walls, even see them without pictures anymore. So Catherine, how do we start out here?
Well, you find your frame. You might hunt through thrift shops or wherever you can find them.
And this is normally how they come. They're mostly gold, correct?
Right. A lot of times, yes ma'am.
Okay.
Just try to find something very ornate with some depth in it.
Okay, depth. So I don't know if you can see right in there. See some personality there. So you get it gold, and maybe gold's not your color. Let's go more of the antique look. So what's our first step?
Okay. Well, after that, do you want to paint the frame?
Okay.
And this is one that's already been painted, and I prefer the chalk-based paint. Vintage Market Design is one of many products that have the chalk paint, but you can get them in a lot of different stores nowadays.
So what's chalk paint? How's that different from regular paint?
Well, it's user-friendly. People love it because you just paint it. There's no odor, and it sticks to everything. You can even paint glass with it, and has a nice chalky finish. And then you can go with the glaze on top of it, or you can use wax or any other mediums that people are into nowadays. There's a lot of different colors of glazes and of the waxes too. But I use the decorative glaze from a department store locally, and just paint it on and let it dry a little bit and wipe it off. And the darkness settles in the crevices, and then it gives it that distressed age look.
So you paint, then use your glaze. Okay, and now this though, I think we've got another step as well, because I was going to say you take it a step further here.
No, that's pretty much it. You got to let it dry after that.
Oh, and then
this is the one.
Got it. Now look at that. Doesn't that look like something you would find in an expensive store, and you can actually do it in your house? And I was going to say, even being able to put the pictures right in, that's one option if you don't want to leave it blank. But I think you've got a few pictures here to show us as well.
You can take frames inside of frames, or photos inside of frames inside a frame. For example, this one right here, excuse me, this is an Andrew Wyeth print, and you can show this inside of this and then put that frame around it if it was large enough. I don't think that one's going to fit it. Or you could do a smaller frame inside of that frame.
Well, and I was going to say, being a part of the Shabby Shack here, you see what is in style. Right. So, you know, what are you seeing people do with these frames just to help those once they create this craft? What can they do?
Different shapes of frames, round, square, whatever, just in assorted all the same colors, maybe on the same wall with photos inside or not. Nice. There's so many different looks out there now using frames.
Well, thank you so much, Catherine. Not just telling us how to do frames, but also giving you some ideas at home.